Hi, I'm Rob Caddo. I'm the program director for the game development degree program here at Full Sail. We are currently in the lobby of the game development faculty. My background's in education. I've got a degree in technology education, and back in '94, I was working at a local high school doing a full immersive virtual reality, which at the time was the first in the world. And Full Sail was putting in a VR lab and came calling, and here I am. The program is primarily a software engineering degree, and as a result, it's basically programming, writing code. So we teach the students how to, from scratch, how to write C++ using the C++ language. We go into C and also C#, but it's all code. And after they learn the foundational components of the language, then we start adding the game components. So for this particular program, math skills are very good because whenever you're trying to recreate physical environments, you have to replicate that using a math model. And also programming skills. So somebody wanting to come into the program needs to like to code and have good math skills. Well, imagine playing Pong without the beeps. It just wouldn't be the same, even though they were just simple beeps that noted when you made contact with the paddle. From that, we've always known that sound is an important component of games, but in the early days, the hardware the resources just weren't there and weren't available to be able to do what people wanted to with sound. Telling stories through movies and adding sound into it to help immerse people has been around for a while. But the resources, hardware resources, just weren't there for games. So early on, it was very, very, let's put it this way, sound was an afterthought. It was left to the end when you knew all the resources were used and for the actual graphics and the I/O part of the game. And then after that, you thought about sound. Nowadays, it's completely different, though, because the hardware resources are available. But anytime you can involve another one of your senses, you immerse a person more into a virtual world. So the more senses that you can involve, the deeper the immersion. It's probably going to take the same track as the film industry, where somebody's going to have an idea for a game, and they're going to have a specific idea and genre that they're going to want for the music, and then they're going to go find somebody to actually do that. Earlier games had some of those examples. I believe there was one of the artists from Nine Inch Nails was brought in to write the music for a game. But nowadays, it's going to take that same film track, and you're going to get audio tracks from games are going to be split off and sold as a separate, a separate album. So the future's, it's definitely going to grow. Again, the more senses you can immerse, the better the game. I think there'll always be movies, but storytelling through games as a whole and through community storytelling, where you've got multiple people interacting in a story, is going to get bigger and bigger. Just look at World of Warcraft and the people that still play Final Fantasy. Those are two big games that millions of people are still playing and interacting and creating their own stories. So at some point in time, are you going to go to the movies and have something in your hand that lets you interact with something on the big screen? It's quite possible, sure. You go to SIGGRAPH, the conference for computer graphics, and every year they have a huge community game that involves interaction with people. And one of the years they had a guy skiing down a hill, and the direction he turned was based on a red or a green paddle, and if more red paddles were shown, then he turned one way. If more green paddles were turned, then he turned the other way. So yeah, those things, people are already looking at them, and music will be a big part of that. Probably the biggest integration of music into games is going to be Guitar Hero, Guitar Hero 2, 3, and Rock Band. Um, that's probably the new karaoke now. Um, and the impact on the music industry is huge. In the last 5 months, I believe, Guitar Hero 3 has seen 5 million downloads. And so that's additional music uh, to play in the game. And then Rock Band has seen, I think, about 2.5 million downloads. And the result of that has been an increase in those musics being those songs being downloaded from iTunes, because people are playing the songs and realizing, oh, this is a cool song, I want to go get it, and they're creating their own iTunes tracks based off of songs they've been playing in Guitar Hero and Rock Band. So that's really really incredible. Some of the things on the graphic side, if you look at Crysis, which is a new game that's come out this past year, the graphics are just so incredible. Walking through a forest and having leaves move out of your way when you brush by them, it's truly amazing compared to the old days when you were playing a side scroller. Going to a place like Best Buy and buying a game is at some point in time gonna not be your method of paying for and getting your game. Valve with Steam is a good example. You get you just download the Steam software and get a Steam account, and then you can download the games and pay for them right there, and you don't have to go anywhere. That model I see is going to get more attractive to companies. One of the biggest problems right now is shelf space at Best Buy, and the big companies can pretty much buy shelf space. But if you can get a game and get it out there and not have to worry about shelf space and not have to worry about a publisher, that's better for you. So I see that model increasing. With hardware, where are we going with hardware? Who knows? The Wii is not what they were calling next-gen consoles. The Xbox 360 and the PS3 were. Their current technology now, next-gen is what they're working on, but the Wii did not fit into that class, and yet the Wii is outselling all of it simply because it's targeting an audience that's a mother and father and grandmother and grandfather. And they're now able to play games with their kids and interact with their kids and grandchildren. So is technology the key to gaming? I don't know. The Wii is proving it's not. So I think good games and good gameplay are really what people are going to start concentrating on, and the newer technology gives people the freedom to create and build worlds that were bigger and better and more realistic than before. Add complete orchestras and sound into it that really makes you feel the emotions that audio can bring out. So it's not particularly the technology that makes a good game, and it's not. It's more the gameplay. So I see people concentrating more on creating a good game than creating a tech demo that's going to show the hardware capabilities of a specific console. Bobby Prince, who wrote a lot of the audio for id, Doom, and Wolfenstein, and that. Go to his website, and he's got a little thing of, how do I become a game composer, and check it out. But one of the things he reiterates over and over again is preparation. You've got to be prepared. You've got to compose. You've got to build. You got to create sound. Now, the other thing is, if you're gonna want to get involved in the game industry, then you've got to be able to show people that you've done some some work in it. So I'd get involved in the mod industry, and also the indie movement. Find people that are making games and get involved and get your audio on those games so that you have something that you can show people. Because even though in this industry that side of the game development is growing, it's still pretty specialized. And you really have to be able to show that you can do it, and you're prepared, and that you have samples that you can show.
Sure. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for
Sure.
sitting down and doing this with us.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.